Okay, so this video today is going to be about the specific demon by the name of Bune. Okay, so first I want to talk about what Bune is like. Bune is very caring, very protective of you. As soon as you invoke them, as soon as you invoke or evoke them, they come forward and they're very protective of you. They're very good with financial advice, very good with money. And they make sure that if you're working with them, especially if you have a pact with them, they make sure that they find you exactly what you need to be doing within your career. I recently barely, just started working with Bune, and I've already gotten a really good opportunity in which I've, not even thought about pursuing. And it just came out of the blue as soon as I started being in contact and communicating with Bune. Now, if you're someone who wants to form a pact with Bune, I would say you will need to make sure that you can hear them clearly, because they're going to want to negotiate your terms and how long you're going to be within this pact, what you're going to do for them, what you can do for them, and what they will do for you. You want to also make sure that when you first start off making your pact, you want to make sure that you do a rough draft so as to not get rejected as soon as you go forward into trying to do this pact. I recommend speaking to them a few months or a few weeks before you even go through with trying to start doing a pact with Bune, because you can determine whether or not Bune is the right fit for you energetically. Now, Bune specializes in necromancy. It's a guardian that tends to reside in graveyards, guarding gravestones. It also guards the gates to hell. Bune deals with the matters of money, can fix financial problems. If you wanted to cast a spell for someone else, Bune is the one to go to for that. Bune also is really good with healings, potions, teaching you things within the occult, helping you to understand the matters of necromancy, helping you understand the matters of channeling, heightening your senses when it comes to your psychic abilities. If you're someone who is clairvoyant, Bune likes to show things clairvoyantly. Bune is someone who would be considered to be a gatekeeper, but he's the gatekeeper of hell, as I've mentioned before. He has access to a lot of different realms. He would be considered to be a demon that is more so of a beginner's, but I will say he doesn't have an energy that is overwhelming. He also isn't someone that has any kind of dreadful, sad, angry kind of energy. You more so just have to get a feel for what he's like. For myself, he tends to show up as a female, and then he also will show up as the three-headed form that is depicted in a lot of the occult books or on Google or whatever the sort. Now, he likes offerings of blood. He likes cakes. He likes cherry. He likes cherry flavored things. He also likes raspberries, is what he mentioned as well. He likes candles, but he would prefer gold and orange or green candles. When it comes down to forming your pact with him, he will require some of your blood. If you're someone who's not okay with that, then you can negotiate with him and ask him what exactly would be okay. But I would say if you're someone who wants to work with him also, you're going to want to negotiate with him how long you're going to be working with him, because he actually, in fact, requires a year or more. Now, another thing that I will say is that when it comes to dream work and working with him, especially if you're first forming the pact, you're going to want to make sure that you're okay with seeing things that have to do with necromancy. You're going to want to make sure that you're okay with seeing things that are heightened in clairvoyant senses, because he is a demon that actually brings things forward in the forms of clairvoyance. He also is someone who communicates very strongly telepathically. His hour is of Venus. That's his planet. His hour is of the Venus hour, and Venus hour is, around 2, 3 in the morning to about, I would say, 6 or 7 in the morning. That's sunrise. That would be the best hours to communicate with Bune. Also, If you're trying to bring him forward or you want to communicate with him, I don't have a specific designated day because it's recommended to do it on a Friday, but I actually did it on a Tuesday. And then I also, I made my deal with him. I made that on a Thursday night. So when it comes down to working with him, there's no specific day. That's how I feel. If he's going to come to you, then he's going to come to you. He tends to show up as, in his female form, he'll show up as a woman who has just the upper torso clothed. But from the bottom down, it's nude, okay? He'll show up as a golden apparition or as a woman who is in all white or in all gold with white or gold eyes, okay? And the woman has long black hair. She'll probably have necklaces on, or she'll probably have serpents with her, or a serpent wrapped around her arm. That's how she showed herself. That's how he showed himself to me. He's very well versed and skilled when it comes to herbs, comes to potions, when it comes to occult and learning about the occult, learning about deep spells, learning about breaking hexes, things of that sort, protection on your house. He's someone who is very, very well versed in the workings of things that have to do with those things. I will say, I want to put a warning out there, because if you're someone who is kind of a pushover, you might not want to work with Bune, because of the fact that Bune has a personality that is very demanding. So you're going to need to demand and command things from him to be able to receive things, because he tests you in that manner. He wants you to be someone who is demanding and upfront, direct, because he will be direct with you. When it comes to negotiating and talking to him, when you're asking for anything, you need to command it. You need to make sure that you're stern and that you know that that's what you want, because even when it comes down to the final hour of you making the final change to your pact to seal the deal, you definitely want to go through the terms and conditions, because after all of that, when you guys make sure that you both know what you want, because he's going to say what he doesn't want, you're going to say what you don't want, you're going to say what's unreasonable, he's going to say what's unreasonable, he'll tell you what's easy and what's not easy for him to do, what's out of his jurisdiction. Once you're done with that, that is when he's going to require you to drop a few amounts of blood onto his sigil. But before that, you're going to want to open up the sigil, and then you're going to put blood on it. Once you're done with that, what you're going to do, you're going to hide, you're going to hide it, for about 3 days. And then after that, you're going to determine whether or not you want to destroy it or bury it. That's up to you. Now, I would say if you're someone who wants to work with him, then get to know him first. I just recommend getting to know him first, communicate with him first, make sure he's the right fit for you. Oh, there's one more thing, okay? That last thing that I will say, he loves the metal copper. So if you have offerings of copper, also if you have sandalwood, he appreciates the incense sandalwood. You can even use frankincense. I know that, he's approached me and he likes frankincense as well. That's really about all that I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me in my email. I'll have it on the screen. I also want to say, if you guys want help with making your pacts, if you want help with communicating, evoking certain entities, I have courses on this. You can purchase my help if you would like. All of my pricing and everything is on my website. Go ahead and have yourself a look. If you're someone who also wants to purchase a reading with me, whether it be love, whether it be the realms of your career, whether it be, even spell work, feel free to shoot me a message. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you.